Hello everybody and welcome to another vlog. I'm the SDA100 and we're here to talk about E3 2015. One sec. This mask is a little bit awkward to talk with. Give me 1 second. We're here to talk about today E3 2015, confirmed games, confirmed lineup thus far for next month's E3. Now, primarily, you know that whenever they come out with these, whatever games you do see at E3 are not necessarily going to be out for the longest of times. We've seen this with The Division, etc., and Rainbow Six Siege. Here I have a list of confirmed games that will be there. The list is varied, and so there's something for everyone. But take it with a pinch of salt that realistically these games won't be out for a year, plus delays and everything else. So it's a long little list, of course, which is a good thing. So again, there should be something for everyone there. Now, as this is going to work, how this is going to work is I am going to name the company or the developer rather, and read down the list of games that will be that have been already confirmed. And I'll be speaking about a little bit about the game if I have any interest or there's any history there with me. Bearing in mind, I won't have an interest in every single game that's been released or what have you, and there are also games that have been left off here, and there's always, as usual every year, a few indie game titles that surprise you, or they always keep something back just to keep the fans at bay, as it were, to keep some kind of peak interest there. So first on the list we have 2K Games, which is obviously WWE 2K16, yearly release, of course, wrestling game. I used to love WWF, as it were. I think I got out of it in 2004, 2005. I just lost interest. I haven't really looked into that game, but I don't buy the wrestling games anyway anymore. Borderlands 3, a very popular game. I played Borderlands 2. I liked it, but I think they call it the FA View or something like that. You can change it on PC, I believe, but it made me feel absolutely sick. I just couldn't play it. I couldn't play it for a long period of time. But it's a co-op game. I know a lot of people love it. My friends play it. You can go back to it. You can buy the HD remake of Borderlands 2 for the PS4. So it'd be interesting to see how they bust open the PS4, wide open to expand on that game, making it maybe even bigger, etc. Battleborn, I have no clue what that is, from 2K Games. But those are only 3 games from 2K Games actually this year, confirmed anyway. Next on the list we have Activision, very popular series, Guitar Hero. Playing guitar, singing, I have no clue. I have no real interest in those types of games. But it's called Guitar Hero Live. So I think they have a hell of a bunch of songs. I think I heard about it a while back. Just a ton of songs that you'll be able to download as well for DLC. That's the way it works with them. Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Obviously, it's another yearly release. I played all the Black Ops series. I loved them. I didn't really like the story of the original Black Ops. I thought it was a bit boring and dull, to be honest with you. But the multiplayer was good. I will be buying it, I suppose, regardless. Anyway, just the way it is, just something to play. You put it on, play it, and that's the end of it. The only downside, at least in my opinion, is that it's futuristic. I believe there's going to be jetpacks, I think, still in the game, which I personally, if you took them out of the game of the current one, Advanced Warfare, I couldn't give a shit. They're just so annoying. It's a different type of element of gameplay, I suppose, but I just didn't get on with it, and I'm hoping this one's, I don't know, less annoying as fuck, as it were. I don't know. But as I said, that's pretty much expected. We all knew this was coming. They've got their adverts out. The next game up is Bethesda. Highly anticipated. Now, I touched on this in my last video. Doom Doom is being released. I don't know if it's a brand new Doom. It hasn't got anything written out other than Doom, so it's just the next Doom, as it were. Again, I was impressed with the last one, which was on Xbox, by the way. I made that mistake in my last video. I thought I played it on PlayStation 3. I didn't. It was Xbox. And I was impressed with it back then, and think it is a fantastic game. I know what it is, you know, even though it's not very my type of game. I didn't complete it, unfortunately, but I respect the fact of what it was and how good it was then. So I'm interested to see how they break it open on the PS4, expanding on that, how good the graphics are going to be, you know, and the horror element. We've already seen Silent Hills, even though they got cancelled. We saw how that kind of element was, the horror was pretty damn good on the demo. Also, the highly anticipated, rumored to be out. We you know, it was, you know, wanted for a very long time. It has been confirmed on this list, but Fallout 4 from Bethesda will be there. So that's been in development for God knows how long. I played Fallout 3 ages ago. Wow, I mean, and it was a fantastic game. It really was. Enemies, you know, just phenomenal. I really did enjoy that game for as long as I played it. Again, I didn't get to complete it, and I know there's expansion packs or map pack, story-based DLC for it, which, you know, carried it on, and I see one or two people, my friends, is playing it here and there. So that's, I know everyone's excited for that. Next up is Capcom. Devil May Cry. Now, Devil May Cry, I can only assume, I love the Devil May Cry series. I played 1, 2, 3, 4, and then even the latest one with Nero. This one, I believe, is a remastered version of Devil May Cry 4. For the PS4, released at £25 whenever it is. I assume they're going to chuck that in there just to say it's coming out. Will I pay for it? Well, I don't think I will. I've already played it. I enjoyed it for what it was. I don't think I need to go back and relive that game, even though I know what it is. You know, I just don't see the point in that. But that's just me. Resident Evil. Now, Resident Evil, I don't know. I assume it's a brand new one, because the last one we had was Episonic. What was it called? Oh man, I can't remember for the life of me what the game was called. The last one. I can't think what it was called, but it was Episonic one, and I was still meaning to pick it up, and I haven't done thus far, but I've been meaning to play it. Street Fighter V, a fighting game. I'm not really into fighting games, to be honest with you. So that's not on my radar, one way or the other. A company I've never heard of until I read the games that they're coming out with. Deep Silver, Dead Island 2. Dead Island 2's had its problem. Well, it's been in development for God knows how long, delay after delay, to the point where I think to myself, does anyone even care anymore? It's got zombies, so I'm sure there's a fan base for it, you know, waiting anticipation on that. Also, they've picked up the Homefront game called Homefront Revolution. Now, I played this game years ago with my friend, and the concept was pretty cool. Kim Jong's son or whatever took over his dictatorship, as it were, in North Korea, and started to attack America and took it over. And it was pretty fascinating and really well done how they put that together, and the gameplay wasn't so bad. The only issue that I had with it was the enemies. Enemies were like robots, or if they weren't robots, they were just the same like enemies over and over again. Literally, it was just like man after man, same kind of enemy in yellow. You know, just constant barrage of all these men who look absolutely the same, and there's no originality to it. But whatever, they're rolling with it, so I don't know if I pick that up. I'll wait and see on that. Next up in the works, EA. Now they got quite an interest in this. EA always having big games and everything else. So throwing out, first of all, we all knew it was coming. Star Wars Battlefront. Well documented that this was coming out. Now, there's no realistically. I mean, it's more or less like a Battlefield, to be honest with you, with a Star Wars skin, which I can understand. They like kind of cashing in on the idea that who doesn't want to, you know, pick up a game and be in that open world war with, you know, wants to be a stormtrooper or whatever they call it. You know what I mean? And all their favourite characters. I understand that. But there's details about that game that have come out recently, such as it hasn't got no campaign mode, it hasn't got no space wars or space battles, which everyone kind of was hoping for. So they've kind of confessed this before it's even, really kicked off, and they, like every company, they put together a great trailer, and that's fair, all well and good, but already shooting themselves in the foot by announcing that. You already know it's going to be, a DLC strongly based game where, it's online multiplayer anyway. So how many people are really gonna? I mean, I won't be picking it up, and I know one or two people that have already said that because of what's been announced about the game, they also ain't gonna be picking it up. So whatever. But kudos for them for being honest about it. Also, EA have got Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2, I believe, the guy that made Call of Duty originally. Originally, Titanfall was on the Xbox. The game had no story campaign, multiplayer only, and people could seem to, after about 12 maps, I think 8 to 12 maps they got released, people got bored of it in about 2 or 3 weeks, which I pretty much knew was going to happen. And for this one as well, they have got it for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So they're branching out, but after, I personally am not picking that up. I already knew what the first one was. So be warned about that if you are thinking about it. Who knows? there might be a campaign in this one. I don't know. But either way, I'm very wary of that. It feels like just more like a cash-in than anything else, and I would wait and see on that one. Next up is a reboot, Need for Speed, and it is a reboot. They've said that it is a reboot. They haven't called it anything else. They just called it Need for Speed. I'm not really a racing car person. I know a lot of people in my clan, ABN, are, so maybe they'd be interested in picking that up on the PS4. Mass Effect 4, we knew it was, rumoured to be happening forever and ever. Now it would be at E3. Mass Effect 3, the last big one. I didn't play the series, which I feel I missed out a lot on in that aspect. I did try and pick it up, but by then the game was so long and drawn out for me, and I had to run everywhere, and it was too slow for me, and I couldn't get into it. But again, it is a good story game. Remember the controversy of the number 3, where the big story of a little boy or something or other, being the main enemy or something like that. I can't remember all the details, but I won't be picking that up specifically. Next up, a highly anticipated game as well. I know Chaos, my friend Chaos, is interested in this one, Mirror's Edge. Now, it didn't say Mirror's Edge 2, but it is essentially, but they just called it Mirror's Edge for now. We'll soon know more details about that. So that'd be interesting as well. Another PS3 game, see what they do on the PS4. That's going to be an exciting prospect there. Also not confirmed, which does and doesn't concern me. Well, I raise an eyebrow at it. I am a fanboy of this game, and that's FIFA 16. Nothing's been said. I think that's one of the games that we practically all know is going to be there. I buy it every year anyway. I have no doubt it's going to be there, but they haven't listed it. But I can't wait to see what they do with that game. That always comes out September anyway. So I'll be watching the event anyway, streaming it probably on YouTube or what have you. So that's one particular game that EA has not announced. Another company here named Hello Games. I never heard of them, but I know the game's been anticipated. No Man's Sky, a lot of people are interested in that. Again, not that I'm really interested in, but I know I got a few people on my list that want to play that game. Next up is Microsoft, who are releasing Forza Motorsport. Not really interested in that. I think the last Forza had microtransactions. So be warned about that if you are thinking about picking it up. I don't know what they're going to do with the next one, how you liked it or didn't like it. Halo 5 Guardians, we all know this was coming out. Anticipated, really going to, I think that's going to be a really good game. I've seen the trailers already on TV. Also, they got, they've also announced Gears of War 4. Now, I played the original Gears of War. I didn't have internet back then, 2007, 8, I don't know when it was released. Really enjoyed it, but then I didn't have an Xbox. The next set of Xboxes, whatever. I basically missed out on those other games, which was disappointing. But interested to see what I think is, what was it? What do they call it? I can't remember the name of the company that's just taken over for Gears of War, but they've also rumored to be happening, and I'm very happy to see it happening. I mean, if I had an Xbox One, I would definitely snap this up. HD collection of Gears of War. That means 1 to 3, I assume, in a HD pack. I mean, I would definitely buy that if I got an Xbox One. So yeah, that's also, that might be in there as well, which is going to be interesting to see. Quantum Break, another game that got delayed for the longest time. It looks very interesting. I think you're able to stop and freeze time or something or other. I can't remember too much details of that. And also Rise of the Tomb Raider, which I played the last one, which was fantastic. I really did enjoy it, and I can't wait to see what they do in the next one. I think that's the one where they're calling it an Xbox exclusive, a timed exclusive. I think there's controversy on that. I'm not too sure. I think that is the one. Next is Square Enix, Final Fantasy. There's so many Final Fantasies, and I'm not into them personally, which, you know, whatever. This one's called Final Fantasy XV. I don't know which one that is. My Roman numerals ain't that good. Whatever, I don't really go in for that. Next up is Kingdom Hearts 3. I know we did a HD version of that game. I think it was very popular. So there's that one. Deus Ex Mankind Divided. That's another game. I didn't play that one, the first one. So I'm not really interested in that, to be honest with you. It was too slow for me, a bit dull. But the concept was pretty interesting to a lot of people. Next up is, what do we got here? Sony. Sony's always interesting. They got a lot of good exclusives. Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. That one's coming out wherever. And Uncharted, the Trilogy Collection. I played all of the Uncharted's. I might pick up the HD collection. I don't know, depending on the price. I mean, they are good games. I don't doubt that. And to make them, give them new life. If you missed out, a lot of Xbox One owners or Xbox owners in general might have not picked up a PS3 through that console lifetime. So it'd be interesting to get them into that rather than just play the fourth one. Jump into the last three to get them into it. I think it's a good idea. There's nothing wrong with that. The Last Guardian, again, a big game, got cancelled loads and loads of times, or in development stages, rumored to be cancelled. They said it wasn't, so hit and miss with that. Not really interested. Gran Turismo 7 announced. I played one of the last Gran Turismos. Very good game. I didn't enjoy it that much, but I just tested it out in the waters, as it were. It was decent. I love the graphics. I thought it was really good, but again, I didn't stick to it. I got rid of it, so that'd be interesting to see. Assassin's Creed Syndicate, we know about already. That's a given there. And also, again, I mentioned these two last because it's quite humorous to me to a little bit, but whatever. Tom Clancy's The Division, again, that was at E3 last year. Delayed for whatever reason, A word on Rainbow Six Siege. That will also be there. Again, another game that hasn't been released yet, even though those two games were last E3. If you pre-order Rainbow Six Siege, you can play the beta. You'll get a beta code or so rather to play the beta later on in the year. And also, the last game to be announced. To be honest with you, it don't interest me. It bored the hell out of me. It was an interesting concept, but I didn't. It was just so dull and so boring. My friend, my friend borrowed me it. It's on the shelf over there, and I don't want to play it. So I don't know why. Watch Dogs 2. Wow. Whoever put in for that, I don't know. I have no interest in that. I will not be picking that up. I didn't like it at all. Well, anyway, that's it. That's the list of the confirmed games that have been on that list. I left out a few companies like Nintendo. I have no personal interest in Nintendo. I won't be playing them, especially because of their YouTube policy anyway. Not to mention I don't have a Wii U. But please tell me in the comment section below on YouTube, please, What games are you interested in at E3 this year? Is there any games that have been left off the list? Are there any games that you thought will be there? Or what's most exciting you about this year? This year's E3. Other than that, please like, share, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at the SDA100. I put the link in the description below. And thanks for joining me for this 20-minute video on E3 2015 confirmed games. Bye.